everyone, in today's video I'm going to be talking about IBS and also lactose intolerance. IBS and lactose intolerance do share many of the same symptoms, so it can be quite confusing to know whether you're having IBS symptoms or if you do actually have lactose intolerance. Maybe you're just wondering whether you're lactose intolerant or you've got IBS, or if you've got both. Now, many people with IBS, first of all, to say, do have a problem digesting dairy. So it's quite common for IBS sufferers to also be lactose intolerant. And the thing is that there are many shared symptoms. So I'm going to be going over the symptoms of lactose intolerance and IBS, and I'll let you know some of the differences. So if you're new to my channel, my name is Samantha. I have endometriosis and also IBS too. And I make a ton of videos on IBS and endometriosis. I found doing a lot of research to help myself has helped me over the years. I've had IBS for like 15 years, since I was a teenager, so I've just found doing research has really helped me the most in dealing with my symptoms. So if I can pass on some helpful information to you to make your condition a bit easier, then that's only a good thing. So let's get started with this video. Okay, so there's 4 shared symptoms of IBS and lactose intolerance. So that is bloating and swelling of the stomach, pain, gas and diarrhea as well. So a couple of the differences with IBS is that IBS comes in a few different forms. So some people have diarrhea with their IBS and other people have constipation. So normally with lactose intolerance, it's known to give people diarrhea. Obviously you can have diarrhea with IBS-D for diarrhea. Did you hear me say diarrhea? Sorry. Anyway, so there are some shared symptoms, but constipation is more related to IBS rather than lactose intolerance. IBS may also cause mucus in your stool and a feeling in your stomach as if you haven't got rid of everything. So once you've been to the loo with IBS, it's really common to feel like there's still something in there. It's really annoying, honestly. So they are more IBS related, okay? So you've got constipation, mucus in your stool, and feeling like you haven't emptied your bowels properly. That is more on the IBS side. But the shared symptoms are the pain, gas and bloating, diarrhea, and also pain. So lactose intolerance, the symptoms tend to come on between 30 minutes and 2 hours after consuming the dairy product or the product that contains the lactose. It's also very common to feel nauseous, like feeling sick. That's quite common with lactose intolerance, especially if you're noticing that your symptoms are correlating with the food you are eating. You know, if it's to do with the dairy, obviously IBS, you get symptoms after food. But if you're noticing you're having dairy products and you're getting symptoms within 30 minutes to 2 hours, that's very likely that you are lactose intolerant. So I think you can get tested for it. I think normally you can just tell. I know I'm lactose intolerant, and that's just through research. Symptoms, the way the symptoms come on, just like this within not even that long, sometimes 15 minutes. It can last ages and make me feel awful. And bathroom time. So that's some of the shared symptoms. So what you can do, which I find really helpful, is buy lactase supplements. Lactase is what you need to break down lactose, and when you're lactose intolerant or you have IBS, you tend to lack the lactase enzyme, which is what you need to break down the dairy. So what I would suggest is, because it sucks when you've got to cut stuff out, and you also need to be careful with cutting stuff out. It's not always that good for you, although I don't think dairy's that amazing for us anyway, to be honest. But ice cream's nice, dairy's nice, people like cheese, it's that kind of thing. I would say if you're lactose intolerant, don't like overdo it on dairy and just think, well, I'll just take loads of lactase supplements, because like your body's rejecting it. But you know, if you want to have some dairy sometimes, you can get lactase supplements, and I'll drop a link below where you can buy some lactase with my link. And what you do is you just take a couple, or one even, depends how bad your symptoms are, before you're going to eat dairy. And so that the lactase obviously gives you the lactase enzyme that you need to break down the lactose. I find it really helpful, like I'm alright having dairy if I've had lactase supplements. I find if I'm having like cream or ice cream, I do need 2 rather than 1, just because it's richer and stuff. Even still though, if I've had lactase and I completely were to overdo it on ice cream, like I would still feel bad. So don't overdo it on portions, but you can still have it, but do try the lactase supplements, because they'll probably really help you, and you can just enjoy dairy sometimes with it. You know, some people, I don't know, you may find the lactase supplements don't really help you. They should though, because it's giving you what you need to break it down. But it's just, that's meant to help, and I know it's helped me as well. I've got severe IBS-D, and also I'm lactose intolerant, so I know what it's like to have these horrible symptoms, and you don't want to like add to that. But I know that I do like ice cream, and I like cheese. I'm vegetarian as well, so it's like at home I eat more kind of like vegan based stuff, mainly for like health reasons and stuff. But when I'm out, it's kind of a bit more difficult, and I might get like a cheese sandwich or something, for example, or a halloumi burger. But yeah, I always take lactase. Okay, so let's move on. So I just want to point out, lactose intolerance is not a harmful condition. It's not something to worry about. It's inconvenient and it can make you feel rubbish, but it doesn't harm you. So don't worry about any sort of worrying illness as such. It's just, it is unpleasant though, but it's not a serious condition. So just, you know, at least try not to worry too much if you do have lactose intolerance. Now, lactose intolerance can prevent you from getting enough calcium and vitamin D. So, you know, the thing is obviously calcium and vitamin D is found in quite a lot of dairy products. So that would make sense, although I'm not saying that's the reason. So if you are lactose intolerant, do try taking calcium and vitamin D supplements. Most people in the UK actually are vitamin D deficient in some way, or you will be at some point in your life, because we don't have much sun here. So, you know, I think everyone should take a multivitamin, to be honest. I know it's kind of a controversial thing where some people are like, no, they're really bad, like, but I really do think that a multivitamin is good. As an aid to your diet, I definitely don't agree with like replacing a multivitamin and eating shit. Ooh, sorry, and eating bad stuff. So don't use multivitamins to replace your diet. You still need to eat as well as you can. It's just that vitamins, multivitamins, I think they're just good as an added extra. So do try at least calcium and vitamin D supplements if you are lactose intolerant. So lactose intolerance does tend to run in families, but you will find that. The other thing is it can be caused by other health conditions, things like Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis are quite known ones. People with those conditions, often a bit like IBS, but you're more likely to be lactose intolerant if you do have ulcerative colitis and Crohn's disease. Again, like Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis has similar symptoms to IBS but worse normally. I think I'm going to make some videos on that actually, because I think it's something that does need to be pointed out. Like, you know, they're pretty bad conditions, and you know, Not that I want to scare anyone, like my grandmother had ulcerative colitis, it was really bad, and I thought I had it at one point, and supposedly I don't, but I'm not like completely convinced. Also, people with celiac disease often are lactose intolerant as well. So if you do have any 3 of those diseases, you are more likely to be lactose intolerant. I totally do think though, and I know that many IBS sufferers also are sensitive to dairy, or you are lactose intolerant as well. It's definitely something to look into as to a possibility for causing some of your symptoms, because some people probably think they've got IBS and they might not. You might just be lactose intolerant, and that can be like treated easier really, because like IBS is just like that sort of thing you kind of got to deal with. But with lactose intolerance, you can avoid those foods, which is quite helpful. Or you can try, like I said, the lactase supplements. Okay, so that brings us to the end of this video. I do hope it has helped you in some way. Please drop your comments below with any video requests, give this video a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I make a ton of videos on IBS and endometriosis, and some of my videos might really help you. And it's nice to just have a little community of other people that have these things going on. Yeah, I do encourage you to drop video requests. They are the best videos I get, just because I want to help you. That's the whole point, because I know that IBS and endometriosis can suck like big time, and sometimes you feel really alone and people don't understand, and so you know, I do want to help you as much as I can. So yeah, I do hope it's been helpful, and I'll see you next time.